himself.
It's playoff time in Tampa Bay. What's good, everybody? Let's talk some Tampa sports. If you would allow me 30 seconds to step away from football for a moment, tragedy in New Orleans, prayers to all of the families, and the city in general. I went there during the aftermath of Hurricane Milton, when I had no power or anything like that here in Tampa, and they welcomed me with open arms, even at the game. Zero trash talk, just super hospitable. So many people with just beautiful souls in that city. So no words I can say can, get across what I'm really trying to say, like my real feelings on the subject. But just know, condolences, all my blessings are sent to the city of New Orleans. A lot on the line this Sunday at Raymond James Stadium. Winning, you're in. Simple as that. And that's why I say playoffs start this week. They don't start next week. It is this week against the Saints. It is a playoff game. Winning, you're in. Lose, don't even want to talk about it. That, combined with Mike Evans going for 1,000 yards again, he needs 85 more yards, and I like the chances, especially with there being some bonuses attached. I think he can make up to $3.7 million in bonuses if he hits 1,000 yards and gets 2 touchdowns, something like that. I believe and know Baker is going to try and feed Mike Evans. He's already stated that himself, like, it's gonna happen. So, ton on the line. Playoffs, Mike Evans, generational records. Come on. Let's build a playoff atmosphere at Raymond James Stadium this Sunday. I cannot wait. What's funny about this whole situation is the New Orleans Saints deciding who wins the NFC South. And I'm already seeing so many Saints fans all over Twitter like, I hope we lose. They're saying, I hope we lose, because that's how much they hate the Atlanta Falcons. They just don't want to see the Falcons make the playoffs. So it's funny. It's like we're going into this game with the Saints, which is usually, pretty heated ourselves. But at the end of the day, y'all, no matter how much we dislike the Saints or the Saints dislike us, that Saints-Falcons rivalry is different. It is different. It's been a while since we've seen the Saints. Like I said at the start of this video, I was there for the game, and that was during the aftermath of Hurricane Milton when I was there. That's over 10 weeks. That was back in October. It's been a while, and they look very different, whether it be due to trade or injury, whatever it may be. It's a lot going on over there. They don't have Shaheed. They don't have Olave. They don't have Taysom Hill, Debo, Lattimore. So many guys. Kamara. McCoy, their center. It's not the same Saints team. And that Saints team that had all of those guys, we put 51 up on them in the Superdome. So, not saying this is an automatic win, but I think that Saints team was better than this Saints team. Hey, a game needs to be played on Sunday. A game needs to be played, and the Bucs need to treat it like what it is. A must-win game. Basically a playoff game. So the first number we're going to look at is points per game, because I think this tells a big story of kind of just their season. It's, like I said, they got so many injuries on offense, and we got to play Rattler in his first game ever, the first time we played them, and now we might see Rattler again. And like I said, this time no Olave, no Kamara. The Saints are 23rd in the NFL in points per game. They're not even technically not even putting up 20 points per game. But really, you look at 19 or 20 points per game basically, but you look at their last 3 games when they're dealing with all of these injuries, no Derek Carr, etc., 9.7 points per game. Not even double digits. And as we already know, based on the first time we played them, the Saints cannot stop the run. Right now, they're second worst in the NFL in yards per carry, basically giving up 5 yards per rush. No bueno. Let's go back to that Week 6 game. Let me pull that up. So this was the Sean Tucker game. Rachaad White was out injured. Sean Tucker, 14 carries, 136 yards. Bucky Irving, 14 carries, 81 yards. It was just running the ball all over the place. We're 277 yards rushing. And now we have the full backfield. We have Rachaad. We have Bucky. We have Tucker. and they have less due to injuries. So, yeah. And I don't think their secondary, which was pretty solid at the beginning of the season, it's not very good anymore. Shout out to Greg Allman for this one. Saints secondary is hurting with Lattimore traded away and Adebo out with injury. Rookie Kool-Aid McKinstry hasn't been bad, but Alontae Taylor has graded 116th out of 117 corners by Pro Football Focus, giving up 7 touchdowns, 111.5 passer rating when targeted. God, that is bad. So we're combining what I just showed you about the rushing attack with those numbers right there. I'm expecting a big day from the offense. I'm expecting a big day from Mike Evans. I mean, I think those 1,000 yards are looking pretty solid, especially given how much Baker keeps talking about it. Like, we're going to get this done for Mike. So based on the numbers I'm showing you, I think it's pretty obvious how I feel going into this game. I feel pretty good, but a game still needs to be played. You know, you cannot put up a stinker in this one. You just can't do it. At home, the crowd's going to be rocking. It's going to be behind you. You can't do it in this one. The Saints, they could show up, try and play spoiler. I don't know, but based on the numbers, it looks to lean heavily in the Bucs' favor, and we blew them out at their place with a lot more talent earlier in the year. I like how this leans for the Bucs, but let's go into this injury report because the injuries are a big deal in this game. Some big ones to call out. Jamel Dean still has not practiced this week. That's through 2 practices. Mike Evans, not worried about that, did not practice there. It's usually just, it says rest, so there you go. Bucky Irving, limited. He's been pretty much limited for a while now. Cade Otton, very good news, is finally going from did not practice to limited, so trending up for Cade Otton. Sterling Shepard has been limited, and the biggest news of them all, Antoine Winfield Jr., funny enough, when he was injured earlier in the year, he made his return against the Saints in Week 6. Possibly happening again. He's been injured the last few weeks and possibly making his return against the Saints. And he did have a fumble return for a touchdown in that game at the Superdome earlier in the year. Tristan Wirfs limited. I'm not worried there. But for the Saints, Derek Carr has not practiced. Jawan Johnson, pretty solid tight end, has been limited. Kamara did not practice. Chris Olave, 2 full practices, but they need to activate him from the injured reserve for him to play. Peyton Turner did not practice. Pete Werner, pretty solid linebacker there, is trending upwards. So a lot of injuries, basically, is what I'm getting at. Especially on the Saints side, some big ones. The Bucs have some injuries, but there are some big ones on the Saints side when you're given, quarterback, running back, So prediction time, I'm going to go, just based on the numbers that I'm seeing, doesn't seem like they have a secondary to be able to stop this passing attack and how good it's been this year, and then this rushing attack, how good it's been this year. This entire offense does not seem like their defense would be up for the task, and even if they do show up, their offense is putting up less than 10 points per game over their last 3 games. Like, it's really hard for me to talk myself into the Saints potentially winning this game, but at the end of the day, it's an NFL team against an NFL team. Anything can happen any given Sunday. But my prediction, I do think the Bucs handle business and do go ahead and go into the playoffs, clinch that playoff berth, clinch that 4th straight, that 4-peat NFC South title. 38-14 is what I'm going to go. And yes, that includes a Mike Evans 85 or 86 plus yards. He does get the 1,000 yards. But that's going to be it for me. My heart is with the city of New Orleans right now. They treated me so well when I went over there earlier in this year with the tragedy that happened in Tampa. So my heart is 1,000% with them. And if any Saints fans show up, I'm going to welcome them with open arms and hospitality, same way they did for me. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below, your predictions on this game. Please subscribe if you have not already. Go Bucs, and y'all have a blessed one. Hope y'all had a good New Year. I didn't even say that. Happy New Year.